What was that?
I said, I'm actually doing really good right now. I'm walking down the beach.
Oh, no way, man. Where you at?
I'm in Daytona. We got like 3 days off starting yesterday. So. Oh, man, I needed it too bad.
Right? I mean, down here, it looks like it's going to storm any minute. How's it up there in Daytona?
It's wide open, man. It's blue skies. You know, heavy cumulus like towards the inland, but the beach is great.
Nice, man.
It's so great. I decided to walk fucking 2 miles to my hotel like down the beach.
You know, I tell you, people like us that live in Florida year round, we really take it for granted, We're always complaining, it's too fucking hot and this and that. And here's the thing, though. I literally live 1.5 miles from the beach. I haven't seen the beach in like 2 years.
Oh, shit. It sounds like home, actually,
Yeah.
Growing up in Southern California, it's shit. I live close to I live between LA and Palm Springs, so I'm like in the desert.
Yeah.
But I'm 30 minutes from the beach there, and it'll go a year or so before I see the beach again. I'm gonna just get caught up. But I tour a lot, so I'm out of town a lot.
Yeah. Well, I'm from Southern California too. I grew up Santa Monica, Venice Beach area.
Whoa, cool! Yeah, I saw Hernandez, right? I was like, damn, he must be from Cali.
Yeah, here's the thing, okay? I'm German-Irish, but my last name's Hernandez. It's a really long story, but yeah, nowhere near Spanish. And the funny thing is, I get shit in the mail like every other day, and I think the demographic of these companies is that they see the name Hernandez, so they send me shit in Spanish, and I don't know what the fuck they're talking about,
I hear you, man.
And I'm like, whatever.
Association kind of thing.
Yeah, so it's like whatever, But listen, I thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview. Never seen Alien Ant Farm before, and we're reviewing the show Friday night, which is around the corner. So, and I'm so stoked, man.
Oh, killer, man! I'm glad.
Now let me ask you, like when you were a kid, growing up, I mean, back in the 70s when I was growing up, we all wanted to be astronauts or firemen, policemen. Did you know that you wanted to make music for a living?
It's funny. I actually, when I was in junior high, it's funny because I was even just listening to the Metallica interview on Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Probably. And, Kirk Hammett, they were asking Kirk Hammett, when he learned how to play guitar and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was like 12, 13. And I feel like that's like the lucky numbers. Like, that's when you're going to do it, if you're going to do it, for real.
Yep.
And I actually was I was in a junior golf league.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I wonder if I stuck with golf, if I'd be pulling down 20K in a in a pro-am tour or whatever.
Right.
But no, I picked music because I was playing junior tackle football in Corona, California when I was 11-ish, maybe 12. And there was this one guy named Victor Sika on our team, and he was 16. Well, he was actually younger than 16. It's probably 13 or so. Yeah. But he could grow a full beard. And it was crazy. We were just oh my God, this guy's got a full beard. It's so intimidating, on the team. And he was just looked up to. And his dad was one of the coaches on the team. So one day they had a barbecue at their house. And, for the team. And we all went, and I ended up in homie's bedroom. And he had a guitar and an amp. And I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. And he showed me Living After Midnight, how to play it on the guitar. Yeah. On his guitar. And it was pretty much that moment, it was sealed in stone. I knew right then, I was like, oh my God, I gotta do this. I'm gonna play guitar. Right. And so I was probably around 13 years old, and I knew that I wanted to do it. And ever since then, it turned into throughout my high school years and whatever, turned into a full on just a quest to like be in a band.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what it meant to be like, to like make it.
Right.
You know, I didn't know what it meant to like sell records or, you know, be on the radio, or I had none of those expectations.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing in the world. I got to do it.
Yeah, and not only that, but chicks dig guys that play guitar.
What's that? Yeah, well, yeah, I guess so. That was the first, you know, the first.
Yeah. now, back then, you know, when you started picking up the guitar and stuff, who were like some of the bands or artists that you listened to that may have helped shape your guitar playing style?
Oh man,
long
there's
list,
so many over the years. But it's funny that I was just like mentioning, because it was just yesterday that Metallica debuted all their new material on Howard Stern.
Yeah.
And man, we listened to it while we were driving, and it was just so tight and so awesome. It was just like, Metallica is back, and it's so exciting. And we always had like a relationship with them from playing like festivals with them in the old days and stuff. And,
right.
Like James Hetfield took Dryden out to dinner, Dryden and his parents out to dinner one time in Vancouver, Washington, and like we had like a pretty like different relationship with Metallica, kind of via the bus rides, because we both had bus rides, you know, with
yeah.
Fatality Center, and that kind of like opened the doors. But you know, we watched them kind of, you know, put out some kind of monster and all this stuff, and we were just like, shit, man, Metallica needs to come back. And now they're coming back hard. Their music's awesome. I know I'm talking too much about Metallica, but I actually have a point.
Mm-hmm. No worries, man.
I had Kill 'Em All on vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing guitar already, but like I found Kill 'Em All on vinyl at like the local record store, the little mom and pop store.
Yeah.
And I fell in love, and I just like learned every song on that record. And like in my room, I had my amp and my guitar, and I would never socialize with anybody. I would just hang out and play guitar.
Yeah, but
it really just kind of programmed me. It wired me to go play guitar and be a musician, you know, whether for better or worse, honestly.
Yeah, you know, I know how you feel, because I go home and literally there's not a day that goes by where I don't walk in the door and I see whether it's the acoustic or an electric. I mean, I have like 14 guitars that I don't pick it up. I mean, literally the moment I walk in the door, and before you know it, an hour and a half went by. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
It's just such a great feeling playing the guitar.
Therapy, man. It really is.
It is really good therapy, man. People don't get it, you know?
I take it for granted, honestly. Like I'll like be going, like now in the old days, like when I'm older, you know, and I got like a house payment, I got a mortgage,
yeah.
You know, I got like my family and all this shit,
mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I'll be like kind of feeling a little off, you know, like kind of like for maybe like 6 months or something. I'm like,
yeah.
Why am I so cranky? Why am I not getting along with anyone? You know, like, why am I like hating my life right now?
Yeah.
And then what'll happen is we'll start writing. I'll start dusting off the writing machine, and we'll get into writing music.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, I'm like, that's what was missing.
Yeah.
It honestly is. Like, I was neglecting what I was born to do.
Right. Dude, I just came off
I know that sounds so cliche, but...
No, not at all.
Honestly, it's the truth. It's the truth.
Yeah, I just came off an 8-day cruise of the Caribbean literally last week, and
Beautiful.
For 8 days with no guitar, and you know, and they have these little bands that they hire to play on the cruises, and I'm sitting there watching this guy who played like crap. He had no voice, and I'm like, look at this guy up there. I can do better than this freaking guy, and he's living the life. He's on a cruise ship for freaking free, making money. But I kept telling my wife, I go, man, I just want to go up there and play that freaking guitar. And she's like, go ask the guy if you can go play his guitar. I'm like, look, you don't understand. You know, some guys don't like you fucking with their guitar. You might as well go stroke his woman or something, you know. I go, nah, I'm good. But for that whole week, man, and the minute I came home, I brought my luggage in, and I sat down for 2 hours, and I just played, you know. It is therapy, you know.
Poison out.
Yeah. So I know you've probably been asked.
Like, and I admire those dudes with those jobs. I'm like always like jealous of those guys. I'm like, well, this guy gets to play guitar in Hawaii, like on the beach every night, and gets paid and like lives here.
Right.
I'm like always jealous of those guys.
You guys ever do the rock cruises?
We have yet to do one, honestly. We've been trying. I mean, we had our little hiatus, and now we're like back full force. But man, we'd really love to do like the 311 cruise. Like
yes,
those guys are our friends for a long time.
Yeah.
But even Shiprock, like I think Dryden might go this year on Shiprock to play with the Castaways, which might be cool.
Wow.
And maybe open up a door to us going and doing one of those cruises.
That would be a sweet gig, man. Oh.
Yeah, dude, believe me, I'm like, oh, sounds lovely. Let's go. Like,
hell yeah.
Sign up?
Now, I'm sure you've been asked this question a lot, or maybe not, but you know, usually when you'll see a movie and it's great, and then they remake it, and you're like, nothing beats the original. Now, of course, we're talking Michael Jackson with Smooth Criminal, great song, but let me tell you something. The version that I freaking like best is Alien Ant Farm. I mean, it's just got some grit. It's got some edge to it, man, and I love it. Where'd the idea come up to remake this particular song?
Thanks for the kind words, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, we, honestly, that song is so set up for, like, guitar.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like, that song is punchy with just, like, synth bass or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And, I don't know. We were always just like big admirers of Michael Jackson. Like growing up, I mean, with our age range, you know, like how could you not be?
Sure.
It was just in your face constantly.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing, though. We used to play like a different like cover song every night we played. Like back when we were a local band and we were just playing around town or whatever.
Sure.
You know, we had the luxury of like, kind of like, hey, we're gonna pick this Aaliyah song, or we're going to play the South Park theme, or you know?
Awesome.
Like, it was just fun stuff, because we're like nerd musicians. We've always been kind of like nerdy, like chops guys.
Sure.
And, you know, that was our little way of just kind of being cool and having fun and still playing the stuff that we play at, like, practice. And someone came into practice one day and was just like, oh my God, like, we got to do this song, like, and we were like, oh yeah, like, obviously, we all know that song.
Yeah. And
sorry, if I sound winded, it's because I'm walking on the beach, but.
No worries, man. But not only the song.
Like, yeah, man, like, let's mess with it. And we messed with it at practice, and we, like, played a couple of, like, verses of it, just the riff, you know, the dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yeah.
We started playing that riff, and it was just heavy.
Yeah.
And then what happened was we played a local gig, and we didn't play any other, like, covers, but we played, like, just, like, a couple of bars of that riff.
Yeah.
And everyone hit the ceiling. Like, everyone went crazy. They loved it.
And you're like, aha.
Yeah, we were just like, wow, we gotta, like, figure out the whole song.
Yeah.
So we did. And, we started playing it, and it was such a hit, like, just on our local gig level, like, I'm not even talking like a hit, like a radio hit, like, it was just a hit.
Yeah.
Playing it live, you know, as a local band. And, people loved it, and we just started playing that, like, as a part of our set.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we went on, we did our first little, like, independent record, and, you know, we put it out. We actually recorded it and put it on there and called it Slick Thief instead of, you know, we wanted to be mysterious about it or whatever.
Sure.
Just a cover. And then we went on, like, we finally got a record deal, and I'll never forget, like, we recorded it while we were recording that record, Anthology, and I'll never forget standing in the mix room while we're mixing the song, and my friggin' Beverly Hills, like, A&R dude from DreamWorks leans into me and goes, you want to know what I think of this song? And I'm totally unaware. Like, I'm just like, I have not been jaded at any point at this point, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like standing there, and he leans into me and says that, and he's all, you know what I think of this song? That's it.
Yeah.
And that was kind of when I was like realized the whole machine.
I mean, that song really took you guys national, pretty much. No?
Well, and here's the thing, like, I think that it was something that was, like, absolutely conceived by the record company. Like, they knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they're the record company. That's their job to know that.
Yeah.
But what happened was we were pushing movies, and movies had gone top 10. It was doing really good. And we were, like, on, it was when MTV still played videos, and they used to do the little video battle show. I forget what it was called. Damn it. I wish I could remember.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
Anyways, we were like, movies was killing it. Like, we were on tour with Linkin Park, and one night, like, movies killed Linkin Park song, like, on, you know, like, K-Rock back home in Southern California.
Yep.
And we were just so proud of it. And then, like, literally a week later, they were like, oh, guess what? K-Rock New York decided to add Smooth Criminal, like, just because they like it and they think it's a hit. And they were like a trend-setting station in the top 5 stations of the country.
Wow.
And all of a sudden, every radio station in every state, like, started picking it up. And then it just caught like wildfire, and it went out of control. It was insane.
I mean,
even Kevin Weatherly at K-Rock LA is like our home station.
Yeah.
And we had heard that Kevin Weatherly, the programming director for Since Christ Was a Corporal there, he's been locked there forever. But we heard that he hated it, and then he said I'll never add that song unless it becomes a number 1. And it became a number 1 at all the other stations, and he had to add it. So it was like a small victory.
I mean, the video for that is just freaking awesome too. That kid. I mean, where did you guys find that kid, man? That's doing the.
We did it. Like, the production company found him. It's funny. For a minute, we were like, the kid's more famous than us.
Right.
But the funny thing about that kid was that, like, you know, we wanted to work with Michael Jackson when we made the video. Like, he was completely aware of what we were doing, and like, we wanted to be very tribute, like, driven, as opposed to, like, goofing. Like, we didn't want to goof on him. Like, we love Michael Jackson.
Hell yeah.
And so we started coordinating with him on the video.
Oh.
And the kid was like, it was funny because when they first shot the kid dancing, they shot him with the mask on, with the surgical mask on.
Yeah.
And we were like, all right, well, you know, it's questionable why Michael wore this mask. Like, so, like, let's send this to him and see what he thinks.
Sure.
So we sent him the bit, and he was like, he came back and said, yeah, don't do the mask. So we shot it again with the kid, and the kid just slayed it again. He was just like a big little dancer kid for a little white boy, right?
Right.
And we shot it again without the mask, and we sent it to Michael, and Michael was like, you know what? Put the mask back.
No way.
He liked it. Yeah, he was, you know, the guy's a genius. Like, he was like, oh, I get it. Like, you know, like, we have to have the mask there.
Yeah.
So we went and put the mask, like, stitch back, and it's funny. We met the kid when he was like a handful of years later, when he was like a little older or whatever. It was fun.
Oh, that's sweet, man.
It's almost like the baby on I'm in no way right now, on the record, I'm in no way, like, comparing us to Nirvana.
Yeah.
But I just saw that the Nirvana kid, like the baby on Nevermind.
Yeah,
like,
that's swimming. Yeah. No shit. Oh, man.
Kind of the same, but like on a really like hood rat level.
Exactly.
But it was Michael Jackson that was involved, so it gives us credit.
Of course. So listen, when you guys, when you're not on tour, what do you like to do in your spare time?
Oh man, I like to walk 2 miles on the beach doing an interview.
Sweet.
No, I don't know. You know, this tour's been. We embarked on this tour. We did like a month on our own. We started July 6th. We left home on our own tour, and then we joined up with this tour, and we've been on this tour for almost 2 months. And then this tour wraps up in about, I don't know, 10 dates or so.
Yeah.
And then we head right to the UK to do about 16 dates.
Wow.
So I'm not going to see home until November, like, probably third week in November or something like that.
Oh, you'll be having your turkey at home.
What's that?
Hopefully you'll be having your turkey at home.
Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. Honestly, like, this tour was so long that I'm, like, kind of hell-bent on taking a little small vacation after it's done.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in the UK, and, like, honestly, like, flights to, like, all these amazing destinations are, like, very cheap, so
right.
I might end up taking a little vacation, and if I miss Thanksgiving, my birthday's on the 28th.
Oh.
November also, so
Sweet.
I have both of them right there. My mom's already hitting me like, "Are you coming over?" I'm like, "I don't know." But you know, like, honestly, at this point, like, when we were young on tour, we were pirates. You know what I mean? We were like raging, and we were living on a bus constantly, and we never really like got to experience all the things that we wanted to experience, you know, all the little, like, tourist things of, like, everywhere that we would go.
Yeah.
And I think this time around, we're trying to take a little bit more time to do that. It's hard because we're doing, like, 7 in a row on this tour.
Wow.
But, you know, but here we are, like, we had 3 days off, we made it to Daytona, and I'm on the beach for a couple of days, so I can't argue with that.
You can't get better than that, man.
Yeah, that's kind of what it's all about right there. Those little crevices that you can get into.
Mm-hmm. So what's next for you after this tour, for you and the band? Anything new coming up?
Well, besides the vacation.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna go home, and there's talks about going over to Australia. It's the 15-year anniversary of Anthology, so that's why we're going back over to the UK, because we're doing, like, the second leg of playing that record front to back.
Yeah, great.
And which is going good. In the UK, we still, like, we command a lot of attention, and it's great. That record was a huge hit in the UK, as well as it was here, but, like, over there, they're still about rock a little more.
Yes.
So we're gonna go over there and push that out, and then we're talking about going home for a minute and then maybe to Australia. We'll see.
Cool.
It's questionable, but definitely in the new year. Like, we started writing right before we left for this tour,
mm-hmm.
and then we had to take a break because we went on this tour, which sucks because when I get writing, like, I won't write for a long time, and then I'll start writing.
Yeah.
And once I got going, I was, like, reluctant to kind of go on tour again and kind of, like, eclipse that writing. We don't write much on the road.
Yeah.
But we definitely want to get a new record out in the new year.
All right, sounds good. We look forward to that. Terry, thank you so very much for taking the time again. We so appreciate it. And
so cool. Thank you very much, man. And
we're gonna see you on Friday night. We do a lot of work with the Miami Dolphins Foundation. If I brought you guys a guitar, would you guys be able to sign it for them?
Yeah, of course.
All right, cool, man. I'll come back. I'll say.
I'm fortunate that our old bass player, Ty, like our original bass player.
Yeah.
We're original lineup except for our bass player. Our bass player, like the original guy,
yeah,
is like the most diehard Dolphins fan ever. Like, dude, he would have been flipping out.
No shit. Yeah.
Anyways, but we are too. We're all sports fanatics, you know. I'm like a hockey guy. Like, hockey season's about to start up. I'm so excited.
Right.
And everybody like is into sports. So yeah, hell yeah, we'd love to sign it.
All right, sweet. I'll come back. I'll say hey, and it'll be a pleasure to meet you guys. And I'm dying to see your guys' stage show. So look forward to that.
Killer. We have a lot of fun with it, so enjoy.
Awesome. All right, dude. Thank you so much. Enjoy your walk on the beach, and I'll see you in a couple.
Yeah, man. I still got like a half mile to go, I think. So.
Sweet. Awesome, man. All right. See you on Friday, bro.
Thanks, bud. Yeah, come up and say hi.
Will do, man.
All right, bud.
Later.
Cheers.
Cheers.